The Hawaiian Comedian presents. I've been doing comedy for over 23 years. And I've been on the road. I've been in different cities. I've been different things like that.
We're here to talk about everything, man. The topics you talk about with your friends, your family, questions you got for us. Twitty in the city.
Aloha.
Ain't nothing new. You know us. It's Twitty in the city, baby. I'm Twitty, of course. Got the homie THC. What's up, HC?
Man, back in it again.
You know, before we get on the topic, I guess I got to do the whole protocol stuff. I always forget that, man. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, get in the comments. Appreciate you. I think in the next 2 episodes, we're going to get to your comments because you got some good questions in there. I'm just making sure I answer multiple at the same time and not have to do that whole, answer this one, got to do it again. But before I get on our topic, how's your New Year's been? Do you have or do you do New Year's resolutions? This isn't the topic, But I just wanted to know.
I used to be a big fan of that. But now I'm no longer.
I respect that. I go anti.
I mean, this is gonna be my 50th year of being alive. So, my birthday's in April.
Thank God that I thought you was already. You're gonna turn 50?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn 50.
We're gonna do a special. Don't let your birthday be on the release day of our podcast.
It might be too. It might be too. Like it just might be. But I'm like, yeah, I'm turning. So I've done so many New Year's resolutions that now I'm just like, you know what? I'm done with it. Plus, these years are going by so fast. Like before I knew it, it's 2025. I could have swore it was just 2020. I could have swore it was just COVID. That was just happening.
I can't disagree with you with that. I do an anti-New Year's resolution. So I do something that everybody else is going to do, and I don't do it. Like for me, everybody goes to the gym, and I hate the gym being overcrowded because you're messing up my flow. So the first month of the year, I don't go to the gym. So I'm like an anti-New Year's resolution person.
Well, you're just an anti-crowd person.
Yeah. Well, I got my system. I got my routine. I don't need... No disrespect. I appreciate somebody trying to get their fit on, but it's sad. I go to the gym and I'll be like, you'll be here for just a month. As soon as February hits, you'll be gone.
And that's where I would have the issue at, because I'm like, you guys are only going to be here for a month. You know what I'm saying? Just go home. Like, just stop. Like, right. That's why I can't go to gyms, because I'm just going to be too brutal. I'm going to be too honest with it. Somebody going to show up like, I'm going to do this. No, you're not. You're going to be here for 3 weeks.
Right.
And then you're going to forget about it. And you're going to be like, that's too hard. And there's too many stuff. And then you ain't going to see nobody until your next resolution.
Exactly. I think I've actually seen the last 2 years in my gym the same person. I'm like, Mr. January.
That's the same. Yeah, that's what you did. That's what you call it?
Mr. January. I don't know his name because I'm like, it's not even worth it. I just had to ask that. Okay. For you, HC.
All right.
You looked at me when I gave you the topic, but I think I'm going to make you somewhat eat your own words or explain yourself.
Okay.
Because I brought it up to you in the pre-meeting room, and I said, I don't think brand always matters.
Correct.
And you were like, it does.
Yes, it does.
But I didn't give you the full context. So I'm talking, does the top of the line brand for whatever department always matters?
Still,
I don't think so.
Still doesn't change my answer.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, no. You tell me first why you think that it doesn't always matter.
I'm not gonna tell you my reason. I'm gonna give you the example.
Okay.
You and I.
Okay.
Love Walmart. Love their brand.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
I would not say that is a top-notch brand.
I would not show up to a job site.
And that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You and I both agree. When it comes to tools,
yes,
it better be yellow. Dewalt.
Yep,
hands down.
Dewalt, Rigid, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, they're up there too. No disrespect. Yeah. But Dewalt. You know yellow.
Correct.
But I am not trying to build a house. I'm just trying to fix stuff around my house.
Around the house, correct.
So I get Walmart.
Right.
And I can't even think of the freaking name of the brand right now. It's blue. Because you're like,
Heart.
You're Heart. That's right. Because you're hyper tough. You're
yes.
red. Perfect example. Another example. I did landscaping growing up. That was my job. I was a landscaper. If it wasn't Steel, I don't want to use it. Steel was the landscaping brand for the lawnmower, for the blower, for the edger.
Yep.
Steel.
Yep. That's that orange.
I'm not landscaping nobody else's house. It's my own.
Right.
So I still go to Walmart and I get the Heart electrical edger lawnmower, which, by the way, is awesome tools. So that's what I was trying to say is, like, you don't need the top brand depending on the circumstance.
Well, see, that's what I mean. Now, if you throw in depending on, then I guess the brand does make sense now.
Okay. So it was how I phrased it that threw you off.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, well, in one aspect, but in another, it's still got to be brand.
I mean, yes, brand still matters. Like, yes, you're not gonna get the bottom of the barrel, but depending on levels, because I have a buddy. This is what happened. I had a buddy. He was asking me like, "Hey, I got a house. I'm getting tools and all that." And he was like, "But I can't spend money on Dewalt." And I'm like, well, what are you trying to do around the house? Like, if you're trying to build a house from scratch, yeah, you got to cough that money up.
Yes, yeah.
But if you just need drills and sockets and all that, yeah, go hard. And he was like, but I can't have it in my house. I'm like, says who? Like, is it because your neighbor got DeWalt?
Yeah,
For all you know, he could be a contractor, and that's like 2010 DeWalt stuff. Like, he might inherit all that.
And there's still people out there that have like top of the line tools and don't even know how to use them.
That too.
Like that happens a lot where people just buy them because they brand names, but then they don't know actually how to use the tool.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't need the top of the line brand.
No.
Same thing with, I said, landscaping, housing. I think the same can go for like brands of clothing. Like, you don't always need the top of the line. Like, my entire outfit right now is Costco. Anybody that wants to diss on Costco, you just a hater. But I don't always wear the Nikes, the Reebok, which is funny. Reebok used to be considered not the best, and now it is. That's a funny topic for another day.
Okay.
But that's what I meant. Like, you don't always need the top of the line brand, depending on what you're doing. And I think you at first were going to say, like, oh, yeah, you need it. And I was like, bro, you and I don't got DeWalt stuff.
No. No, I mean, I do have DeWalt stuff. I do have DeWalt screw guns and stuff like that. Like, I have multiple types of tools, but I used to be in construction.
Exactly.
So I never got rid of my tools. Like, I don't throw away tools at all. I don't care if it's the little Allen wrenches that come in with like the free entertainment center or the entertainment center that you bought in the box.
You keep all those too?
I got so many Allen wrenches in my house.
I do too. They're a little bit excessive. I sometimes think to myself until I need it or until I let a friend borrow it and I know I ain't going to get it back.
Have you ever gone back and been like, you know what? I have one of these Allen wrenches in my thing that I bet would fit that thing right now.
Oh,
like,
100%.
I've done that so many times just because I've kept them. But like
100%.
When you said brand name, the number one brand name that I could think of, like just in my head, like if it had to be brand name.
Okay.
The number one thing that I pretty much don't tolerate is food.
Okay, yeah, you can't.
Food. I cannot like. No. Hold on now. I'm gonna throw it out. Like I'm not. I 100%. I know what a Hydrox cookie is. I understand what a Hydrox cookie is. I know what it is. I know what it's trying to be. But I know what it's not, and I need my Oreos. I'm sorry. If I'm gonna have any type of cookie, like it's gonna be Oreo. It's gonna be brand name. Chips Ahoy. It's gonna be brand name.
Yes.
I can't get the fake. I need Cocoa Puffs, not Cocoa Roos. Not saying that I ain't never had the imitation stuff before.
Right.
I grew up on it. That's all we could afford. But I always look forward to brand name food products.
I'm trying to think. Is there a food brand? No, okay. I'm not going to lie. This might just be me. It's funny. I don't need a top notch. I don't need the top brand for bread.
No, you don't.
Right. So that's one. Now, and I don't need that because I can't be paying almost $5 for bread and I'm going to go through in a week because I love me a PB&J.
Okay.
Now, my peanut butter and my jelly, it's got to be Skip, Jiffy, or, what is it? Starts with a freaking S for the jelly, and it's got to be Concord grape. I can't get the grape value.
So you have to.
You're
get
right.
brand
Yes,
names.
but for the bread, I don't have to. I will get that grape value, $1.99. Still get like 20 something loaves in there.
Now let me ask you, what is the price difference between the two products, the generic and the brand name, to where you go, no, you know what? Now you just being ridiculous trying to ask me for this much money that I'm going to have to go generic now. Like, let me ask you, if you had like Oscar Mayer bologna and it was not good bologna, you like, yeah, that's that good bologna. And there was the other bologna that still
like
had this one had the red tape still around the bologna, the one that you had to cut yourself and then peel the tape off.
Yep, I remember that bologna. That's the good stuff still.
Now, that bologna or the other bologna, let's say it was off by, let's say Oscar Mayer was already sliced, ready to go, and the price was off by, it was like 50 cents more. Are you still good at buying the Oscar Mayer name brand?
50 cents?
50 cents. 50 cents for a stack to like, and then this one was $1.50. This one was $2.
Okay, so current me, I'll do it.
So 50 is not the breaking point. 50 cents ain't the breaking point.
No, if we
what's the breaking point?
If it's $1 difference,
$1,
especially $1.25.
Ooh.
That's the difference. 50 cents nowadays, I can't lie, it's not that big of a deal because I do it with my bacon.
50 cent gonna break me.
It's gonna break you.
Yeah, it's done. I'm done. Because what I like to do is I like to get multiple. So I like to buy and I like to stock.
Okay, so
now
you're
I'm
doing the
two.
adding
So
up.
now it's $2. That's $1.
Gotcha.
Then 3. That's gonna be $1.50 more than I'm paying. So like
I think that does play a contributing factor. You didn't add that part. It's not fair, but my price goes down then. Yeah,
right.
I would probably go 75 cents.
Yeah, and I mean and as far as like clothes, food is the only thing that I'm like I gotta stick brand names to certain things.
See, I think there's certain things though with food. I just can't think off the top of my head right now. Like I said, when it comes to PB&J's, bread, I don't care. Especially nowadays, like Sara Lee was my jam. She getting up there in price.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sara Lee was like the win-win. She was bougie but affordable. And now she's just getting bougie.
Yeah. And it's not even, and like it's nothing. If you're gonna raise the price on something, especially with something with food, like if you're gonna raise the price on something that you was already used to, you had so many customers already used to it, then do something to it.
Yes.
That makes me go, okay, that's why it's $5 now and not $1.75.
Yeah, the wrapper
anymore.
is still white. It's got the polka dotted rainbows on it. Even Sara Lee herself looked like her photo was still taken in 1985. Like, give me some, at least update something.
Put an update on it.
Yeah, I will also say, I'm trying to think. Ooh, ice cream. I actually don't mind, and I will go. I will go.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
I can't go cheap on ice cream.
Briars, I'm sorry, you're getting bougie for me.
No, I know they are. I think that's the only one that's gonna get me. If they raise it, I'm like, you still got me.
That finger booty.
No, I can't. Ice cream, I can't. Because that cheap ice cream, if you get that cheap ice cream, it turns into those ice crystals a whole lot earlier than everybody else's ice cream.
Then you just got to eat it faster.
No.
Or you just buy it in smalls.
No, I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it because
I ain't mad at you, Tupac. I'm not mad at you. I'm listing off what I'm doing, and you are just letting me know. I respect it.
That's what I'm saying. As when it comes to food, like brand, for me, any type of food, it's gonna be a clothing, tools, things like that. I can have compromises.
Yeah,
I can compromise. Food, I'm the biggest critic. I can't just eat something that says ketchup. I can't just have a bottle that says ketchup on the side.
I can't do ketchup.
It's got to say Heinz. It's got to say something. It's got to say something that I recognize. Del Monte, something.
Speaking of that, what other brand of ketchup is there? I feel like
Del Monte. Del Monte makes the ketchup.
I think it's still, to me, I've always just known, like, Heinz has just been the name. I feel like if you asked any rando on the street, it's like, what's your ketchup brand?
Oh,
They'll
yeah.
be like, Heinz.
Definitely. With that, because they also went off most fast food. Most of fast food was using Heinz ketchup.
Yeah, ketchup, I can't do the grapevine. I also feel like because it gets watered down too quick, the water separates too fast.
It's like mustard, too. I need French's.
Yeah, French's.
I need that brand name.
Those, I got you. Let's see, what else is there? Yeah, I'm sorry. Ice cream, I can't do it. I gotta get the name brand Oreos. I gotta get the name brand of Lay's.
What about simple things like I don't know, maybe certain TV dinners?
Yeah. I gotta go Banquet, Hungry Man.
And
who's the green one? Not the green giant for your vegetables.
Simple, healthy something.
No, not that one.
That one's green too, though.
Yeah, but there's the fat kids green.
Which one is that one?
I can't remember. And it's gonna bug me. Now I gotta look it up.
It's not healthy choice?
No, it's not. It's not. It is green, but it's not. Oh my gosh, that's gonna bug me. Let's see. TV dinners brands. TV dinner brand. As soon as I say it, you'll know it.
I'm trying to think.
The green one.
What is that, like Stouffer's?
Michaelina's.
Oh.
Yep. See, you
those
know
ones
that
have
green.
Good, those ones have good pasta.
Mm-hmm.
The good pasta ones are in those ones.
This one that it just looked up. It's Michaelina's fettuccine alfredo with chicken and broccoli.
I'll take both of those.
Yeah. TV dinners, I can't. I had too many times. I had some great value ones, and the quality's just not there. Like the kid cuisines. I tore those up as a kid.
Yeah, but it just wasn't big enough.
That's true.
It was kind of like eating a Lunchable that you had to warm up. Like if you had a Lunchable, you had to warm up. Like that's another thing too. It's like there's a lot of different snack ones too. But like I'm always like I'm sticking with a Lunchable because I can depend on my Lunchables.
Yeah, you can. I don't know if there's any snack brands that like are messing with Lunchables. Again, they're good at it. They do it. They're known for it.
What about candy?
Okay.
Like if I hand you a candy, like say your favorite candy bar was a Snickers, but there was an off-brand type Snicker bar and it wasn't called Snicker, would you still be like, okay, you have the choice to get that one or the Snicker?
I think I would dabble. And give it a try, but it would have to. It's got to
be within that 50-cent price.
Yeah, it's got to meet. Like if you're 50 cents off, then you better basically be Snickers doggone stepbrother. Basically, came from the same mom but just got different dads.
Okay,
you can't be 50 cents off and you that like third or fourth cousin that lives 3 states away. You got to grow up in the same household as Snickers.
Now let me ask you this: would you get brand name stuff because you know somebody was going to ask you about it? Like if you knew somebody, like, okay, if for instance, like a watch, like if you was wearing a watch, you knew if somebody looked at your watch and was like, that's a nice watch, you got the opportunity of them walking up to you and asking you,
yeah,
what kind of watch is that? So do you want it to be something where you like, man, it was like a smartwatch I got off of Amazon for $15.
Why are you calling me out? This is a smartwatch from Amazon. This is it's called a Maze Fit, baby.
But that's what I'm saying is that if it was something like that, like would you want something that was brand name where you could be like, oh no, that's a G-Shock right there.
Nope. Yeah, apparel and all that. To answer your question, at this point in my life, which is funny because I have more money than I did when I was 21, 22, I could give 2 farts what anybody thinks of the brand.
Well, I'm not like any of like, I'm not saying you have to be like, everything on you has to be like that.
Yeah.
But you got to have like one thing, right?
Yeah. I've got the retro all white Jordan 1s. I've got a nice pair of Levi jeans that like Levi. Anybody that ever wants to get us gifts, I'm a Levi's 5'10", 36, 30. Like a pair of Levi's, I'm paying that price. Levi's are freaking
shoes
amazing. Shoes, I dabble. These are DSW boater boxes. So they're like a middle of the name brand. I've got a pair, my gray boots that lace up with the zipper on the side. They're an Amazon brand. I do have Timbs. That's just growing up. You got to have a pair of Timbs.
When you and I talked about athletic sports, and when I was telling you when I was coaching Josh's Little League team and he was going out with his equipment.
Yeah.
And I remember we were having a talk about this where we were saying, do you buy him equipment that's like, from Walmart, generic equipment, go on there? And I was like, no. Because I need that brand name stuff now because this is equipment it kind of goes back to the right tools at a job site. Like,
yes.
I'm not going to show up.
Yeah, you gotta be strapped.
Yeah,
you can't. It's gonna cost out there with. I don't know. I don't even know a low brand right now.
Like a Rawlings.
Yeah, you can't be getting your son sporting stuff from like Marshalls. No disrespect. Like it's got to be coming from Dick's or Shields.
Because it's got to be designed to be like, okay, we're gonna use this. It's gonna be used, and it's got to.
They know what they're doing. Yeah, When it came to sports, I think sports is probably the one thing. Yeah, I got to be out there.
Somebody asked me that. They was like, because my son played catcher, so he had the whole equipment. Now the equipment,
he had to be. Was it? I think Wilson at the time was probably the brand, especially for like the apparel.
If it was brought in by the whatchamacallit, by the league. The league donated the stuff. Then they had, I think it was Rollins. Rollins gear and stuff like that. Wilson was what I went and I bought my kid. I went and got him shin guards, a chest protector, everything. I was like, I appreciate the league donating the gear for my kid to use. If there's a kid there that needs to step in to be catcher, well, at least we got gear for him to use. But
he's getting Wilson.
Not my kid. No, my kid's getting real stuff when he go out there. I don't negotiate when it comes to him actually using it.
That's fair.
And it has to be brand name.
Yeah.
Like he can't be out. Like when I grew up and I was playing baseball, I was playing basketball. If I came out there on my pro wings, I got made fun of the first time I hit the field. If I had my pro wing cleats on with my little stirrups and everything as I'm playing baseball. I was like, what kind of shoes is those? I was like, man, like, I couldn't get them Nikes. But my son, he's walking out there in Nikes. He's walking out there with the right batting gloves. He's walking out there with the right bats. He's walking out there with the right gear. Is it going to cost me a penny? Hell yeah, it's going to cost me a penny. But that means he's going to be safe because he's using the right stuff.
That is true. It's battle tested. I think that's probably the other thing for me is certain brands matter depending on wear and tear.
Correct.
Like, when I'm outside doing yard work, I'm wearing my Levi's, especially when it's cold. They're durable. They're made for that type of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going out there in sweats, and I know I'm going to be needing to be up against some rocks and all that.
I don't know. I might still be wearing sweats if I'm pulling weeds.
But I'm talking about
I'm out
like
there doing just yard work.
Yeah.
I might be wearing sweats.
No, like when I did my backyard where it required like moving rocks and gravel and redoing the sprinkler lines.
Oh, yeah. My Carhartts are on.
Yeah,
like,
see?
Yeah.
Carhartt. Like that's like any person that does outdoor, you can't get away from Carhartt. Nope. You got to go Carhartt.
Yep.
That's one brand that I slept on as a kid / basically college in my early 20s that I regretted. I thought Carhartt was just made for a farmer. I didn't know it was like to be just outdoors.
You know, it actually was. It was just made for people who get up early and go to work. That's what they was wearing. It was just became fancy to us because for me, like if I was still in California on the coast, where I don't need Carhartt. Like I don't need a Carhartt jacket. It's gonna get as cold. It's gonna get as cold as maybe 47, and everybody gonna be like, "Wow, this is freezing." But like out here in Idaho, Midwest, Carhartt.
I think Carhartt needs to put for them, no, because they're gonna make money. I feel like there should be like a graph on the in the United States. Like, unless you live within these borders, you don't need to buy Carhartt. Like, Carhartt,
you want to do that though. You want to still stay
right. But I'm just saying, like you said, like if I went to
put like a most requested. This is where Carhartt is most requested in the United States.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I came from the East Coast. I thought it was cold. I lived in the Midwest and in Idaho now. If I went to Florida and saw somebody in the Carhartt and they lived in Florida, I'd be like, bro, your Carhartt card is revoked.
Especially if it was August.
You don't need that Carhartt, dog.
On the beach in some overalls. Yeah. What are you doing? What you doing?
No, if you live now in the opposite, if you live in the Midwest and you ain't got Carhartt, I might go buy that for you. I'd be like, bro, you need that. Carhartt is real. Like they do real things. I was at the BSU game this past season. Was not cold. Like Carhartt is built to take on Mother Nature.
Oh yeah.
I ain't never seen apparel that could literally go like bell for bell with Mother Nature.
I'm just waiting for them to make tents.
Oh,
have a Carhartt tent.
Oh, that's another example. I feel like when it comes to tents, I got to go Coleman.
Yeah.
I can't think of any Coleman. Other tent brand. I got to go Coleman
for a while. There's other tent brands. I know REI does a lot of.
REI is a good one. Yeah. I feel like Coleman is that. Kind of like what I refer to, like Sara Lee bread. It's bougie, but it's affordable.
It's that brand name, but it's right in the middle. Everybody knows it.
Yeah, everybody knows it. Everybody can get it.
My dad had Coleman when I was growing up.
Yeah, Coleman makes everything. So, okay, fair enough. So I would say we're both right. Brand does matter. I would say for you, it's with food.
In situations.
Yeah, in situations,
brand is important.
Yeah. I gotta ask you before we dip out. So Breyers, that's your top brand. Because when I talked about ice cream, you looked at me like I need to like leave this podcast studio when
Breyers
I told you
to be store bought. Breyers and Dryers. Breyers and Dryers are both mine.
Okay, those are your two.
Those are my two. Because
nobody else.
That extra churn, extra creamy churn. Got that cookie dough. What?
Okay. I had to go back and ask to clarify because when I talked about that, you looked at me like, if you say it doesn't matter.
That definitely matters. It definitely matters on how you're going to scoop it. If it's scoopable, if it's not scoopable, you're going to break my ice cream scooper. I know I'm not the only one out there that broke an ice cream scooper or bent one just because, it's got to be that. It's got to be Breyers or Dryers.
Okay, man. 100%. All right. Brand does matter. This is another episode, Twitty in the City, brought to you by the Hawaiian comedian. Again, get in the comments, get in them DMs. Until next time, we're out.
Aloha.